Good evening, everybody. Or sorry, good morning, everybody. Sorry, I put up a video there not so long ago, and I realised I've got the wrong month. Today is actually the 1st of June, 2018. Apologise that for everybody. Okay, I'll start again. Right, today being the 1st of July or June. Sorry, again. The weather is lovely out there, as everybody can see. Most places the sun is splitting the trees, which is good. It's Sweet Weekend, which is a weekend where a lot of people will be planning to go away for the weekend and having a bit of fun with their family and doing whatever necessary. So I ask you to take care, be careful on the roads. It's one of the weekends where there's an awful lot of people that die, and it's a hard weekend to get over. So now that we've that out of the way, main reason I'm coming on here is to talk about medicinal cannabis. What can I say? For one is our hands are tied. Our Irish government have been asking people that are on medicinal cannabis to go and get a doctor, to say they'll support them and they'll grant them a medical cannabis license. And unfortunately, there is no qualified doctor in Ireland at the moment. I don't know how long it takes for this to be put into place. I really don't. I know I have a good friend up the town here, Annette Rogers is her name. She's a doctor and she studied for 6-7 years or whatever it takes to become a doctor, general doctor of a GP, which is just a general doctor, and they know most things. Well, they know most things. I don't think she was fully trained on medicinal cannabis. So however long that takes, I don't know. I don't know whether it be a year or 2 years. And this is the reason why I'm coming on board and saying this, so people can understand what I have to say. These families like Kenny Tynan, like Vera Toomey, like Hazel Robson, like Joe O'Neill, like many others are sitting at home, cannot get the doctor. Just can't get the doctor. Their hands are tied, like that, bound together. There's no way around it. So why is it our government are asking them for something that they know can't be got? Not in Ireland, anyway. I seen on Kenny's page there last night, he's considering his only other option is to go abroad to Spain again, or to Netherlands, or somewhere, so as he can get the treatment that he needs. How wrong is that? You're forcing somebody, a family, out of this country to get help, when during your campaign for abortion you said people shouldn't have to travel. Why should he have to travel? I mean, there's no difference. He is traveling, or he has to travel. So there's no difference. It is still medical help. At the end of the day, your words are your words, Simon, and you'll either eat them or you spit them in your face, one or the other. So, it's very unfair. As a human being, my head is wrecked over this. I don't know where to turn. I don't know what to say to make anybody else listen to what I am saying, except to keep coming on here and keep trying, and hopefully somebody will realise he's right. I mean, they are asking the impossible. They are asking for something that's not there, and I'm sure Kenny Tynan family in Athlone or in Ballyfour and Roscommon is not the only family. In fact, I know it's not the only family. I've been contacted through the Longford Says Yes medical cannabis page, which is available here on Facebook for anybody that wants to watch it and see what's being said on it, see what families are being put through. And I can tell you one thing, it's not fair. It really is not fair. This is the year 2018, and we're halfway through the year already, and there's a lot of things that has happened that shouldn't have happened, and there's a lot of things that should happen that is not happening. And this is one of the things I believe should happen. It should be available to anyone that needs it. It should be there. They shouldn't have to leave the country. and they shouldn't have to go abroad. I know when my dad was sick, and I know what he had to go through, and lucky enough, he got the help that was needed, from his family and friends, around him. So, things like that ring in your head, when you hear somebody is sick and they have to go to a different country just to get better. And, you know, what happens if they're abroad and they get really sick and the person can't get to them in time and something happens then? Who is going to be held responsible for that? Who's going to take the blame, and who's going to say, listen, this is my fault? Well, I will firmly say this. If that happens, I know who I'll blame. I blame the health system that is forcing these families out of this country to a different country to get medical help without their families, without anybody, without any support or anything. I will blame them for a start. This ignorance has gone on for too long. As I said, I'm sorry I got the wrong month, but I really believe, now is the time we need to stand up and say something. We've said nothing for so long. It's gone on and on and on, and we've put our faith in hoping that our Minister of Health will do a U-turn, and it's not looking very likely, because the information I'm getting is he's looking for a qualified doctor in the Republic of Ireland to issue a prescription so as each person out there can apply for a license to get medicinal cannabis. Okay. If that's what it takes, Simon Harris, listen, if that's what you want, can you please give these people the doctor's numbers or the doctor's emails that can do that for them? At least that's something. Because they've gone to their own doctors, whether if it's a private doctor or whether it's a HSE doctor or whatever, and their hands are tied due to your rules. So if you want your rules qualified and, in place, please prescribe the information. Please, by all means, email Kenny Tynan, email Hazel Robinson, email Vera Toomey's daughter, email Vera Toomey herself, email Joe O'Neill in Athlone, email anyone around Ireland, whether if you're in the north of Ireland or the south of Ireland or the east of Ireland or the west of Ireland. Email them and say, listen, this doctor now is the doctor you need to talk to. And once you talk to him, I'll take on board and you get your medicine. And you won't have to travel across the likes of Spain. Or you won't have to try it across the likes of Netherlands. Do that. At least that's better than nothing. At least then the person at the other end of the reception who's getting your email, who's getting your phone call, knows then where they can go. At the moment, they can't go anywhere. They're under severe pressure as it is. Some of them can't even go out to work, so there's less money coming in, right? So they have to make a sacrifice somewhere along the line to get the money in. I mean, where's the money going to come if they go abroad? Are they going to have to beg out on the street, which is legal, by the way? It is actually illegal to beg on the street. But if they're on social welfare or if they're on low come in money, where is the money going to come from for these people to go to that country? They're either going to have to set up a GoFundMe page, or they're going to have to beg or do fundraising in order to get the money. They're the three things. They're the three things that's available. Shouldn't have to do that. A person is really sick. They shouldn't have to worry about the financial end of it. They have enough to worry about their health. And some of them have families. Some of them have children. I mean, and them children have to go through school. They have to get their lunches. They have to get their books. They have to get their shoes. They have to get their uniforms. They have to get different things throughout the year. Common sense will tell you, what's there. You know what's available. So it's time now, seriously, Simon Harris, to think. And think what you're asking. Is it realistic? No, it's bloody well not. I can tell you that. It is not realistic. Anything but. But I will say this, it has to stop somewhere. And why not now? Why not say, listen, okay, I realise I'm asking the impossible. I'm asking for something I know is not there. Fine. Everybody is human. I mean, I'm human. And I'm really, really frustrated with this because I know how human I am, and I know how much my friend needs me, and I know how much these other people need to their family. Because when my brother died out in the Philippines, we had nobody coming in and saying, listen, your brother was this, 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 this. We were left to deal with that all alone. So I know what these people are being dealing with. They're being left to deal with it all alone. And it's wrong. It really is so wrong, to ask somebody to prescribe something that is not there. And that's the whole point of this. You know it's not there, so why ask somebody to come and say, listen, you can get as a doctor, that will tell you, yeah, this person is sick. The doctors are there. I can't do that. They're bound by your rules. So they're not going to go outside what they know, that if they go outside that you're going to sack them and that they're going to be left then with no job. I wouldn't blame them. They have a family, they have a mortgage, they have whatever they need, they have cars on the road. They're human beings at the end of the day. Until you untie their hands, unfortunately, there is nothing that can be done. So the time now is, being honest about Simon Harris, is to untie their hands and let them do it. Let some doctor give them the training, give them the advice, give them whatever is needed, whatever you think is right, that get this into a person's hands safely. I said wrong one earlier on, and I apologise to everybody. First thing in the morning, I kind of a bit haven't really been sleeping quite a lot lately. Worried over Kenny and worried over other people. And I really worried over Kenny because he's a good friend. And that's the only reason I'm worried. I know what he's going up against and I know it's wrong. And I just know with all my heart it's wrong, We all have different things that we do wrong and different things that we don't fully understand why we do it. But, a friend is in need here, and it seems like he's been asked the impossible. So I would say this to people, come on to the Longford Says Yes page and just say, Simon Harris, you have to stop and you have to be realistic. You have to understand you're asking for something that's not there. So, it's time now, it really is. It's gone on, way too long, I mean, I'm running out of words because I don't really know what difference my voice is making. But I really believe, if enough people says yes to medicinal cannabis, we will win. We will win because I know Kenny's not giving up. I know he's going to keep fighting. He's going to keep fighting. And I know Vera Toomey's going to keep fighting and keep fighting. And I know Hazel Robinson is going to keep fighting and fighting. And I know Joe O'Neill and Athlone, he's going to keep fighting on behalf of his brother. He shouldn't have to do that. None of them should have to do that. Should be able to go to a doctor like me and say, doctor, listen, I'm a dying person. And I know medicinal cannabis is working and I have to prove that it's working and it's saving people's lives. Can you help me? The doctor's first call is care of duty. He or she should be able to say, yes, I can. Not no. You have to go to a different country and then you'll get looked after. Remember that, people. A doctor's first choice of care is a call of duty to protect their patient. So if a patient is coming to them and saying, listen, I'm dying and medicinal cannabis is saving my life, their answer is going to be no.